Hello Pigeon Pals! Today I am going to be working on another Pen Pal with Me video, and I will be writing a letter to my pen pal Lyric. So for this letter, I originally decided on a purple and green kind of color theme, but I think that might actually change to more of a purple and pink color theme. I'm not really sure. It might also just not have a theme. We'll see. But I decided to keep my paper fairly simple this time. I am just taking these strips and gluing them along the edge. I actually really like how this turned out, and it was very easy to do. I will probably do this with more of my letters. It's cute, it's decorated, but also it doesn't take a lot of time compared to some letters that I decorate sometimes. After I get these glued down, of course there is a lot of overlay on the edges, so I'll flip the page over and use the original page as a guideline to trim it down, as you can see here. And I decided to use my magazine letters to write their name. I won't show my whole letter writing just because I'm kind of slow, but I did start off with trying to write straight onto the table. And my table is kind of textured, so if you do have that problem and you don't like how that looks or feels when you're writing, put some paper underneath it, something slightly soft, and it'll give you much smoother writing. I've been experimenting with trying to get different clips and angles, so you'll have to tell me what you like, what you don't like, and maybe some suggestions. Next, I am going to make the outside envelope. This is what Lyric will first see when they get their letter. I am just using this really pretty tulip paper. It's like wrapping paper that my mom gave me, but I just haven't used yet. So I figured, why not use it for this letter? It'll be beautiful. Also, this is a debut of my new fancy envelope making tool. I got this off Amazon. I think you can get them at your local craft store too. But it's actually really convenient in making envelopes. I would make these by hand without the fancy tool, but I do have lots of experience of having very crooked envelopes. They were not, they were parallelograms, but they weren't parallelograms with 90-degree corners. So this makes it a lot easier to kind of get it nice looking and like an actual rectangle instead of a rhombus. Another thing that's nice about it is that it gives you a little quick guide about what marks you need to cut your paper to and score things at, and it takes out some of the brain work. Although I feel like a lot of my envelopes are custom made, so they're not even on a chart and I have to brain work it out anyways. After everything is scored and cut, you gotta glue down the sides. Super easy, just a strip there and another strip of glue there, and then you're good to go ahead and fold that bottom lip over just like that. And I can already see how beautiful this envelope's going to be, and I'm super excited to decorate it more. Personally, I like to cut this extra corner off. You don't really have to, but I think in most envelopes they don't have it sticking up. And then I will double check to make sure I glued everything super well so that it doesn't fall apart in the mail when it is delivered. Once that is done, I am going to go ahead and fold over that top flap. And actually, it's too long for some reason. I'm not really sure. I must have calculated wrong. But I'm just going to cut that flat. It'll be covered and taped down later, so it doesn't really matter in my opinion. And there you go, a beautiful envelope. And I am just going to double check to make sure that my letter actually fits inside. I've definitely made envelopes where it doesn't fit the letter, or I have to fold it more times than I wanted to, and fortunately I don't have to do that. Everything will be okay for this one. I was hoping that I could just fold it in half, but that's clearly not going to happen, so I'm going to fold this letter into thirds, and it should fit in there just fine. After that is put in, I am going to go ahead and start making another envelope. And I actually chose this paper from a book that I have. I thought it was super cute, but this pen pal is going to be getting married very soon, so I thought it was very fitting paper for the letter. On the other side, you can see there's bread, but this is going to be the inside part, and the wedding pictures will be on the outside. And I'm just going to go through the same steps that I went. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. I'm going to do exactly what I did just a moment ago, but with a new piece of paper. This envelope should be a 6 by 8 envelope. No, what am I thinking? It should be a 4 by 6 envelope. That's what I'm looking for. I am going to put in some little goodies that I got on the trip that I wanted to send to her, and one of them is a postcard, so I need to make sure it at least fits that. Oh, something else you'll see me do, and normally I do it before I even make the scores, is if it's patterned and I want it to go a certain way, like I want the pattern to face a certain way and the top flap to be a certain thing, I will look at the back and kind of math it out in my brain to see exactly what side I want to go do first and how I theoretically want the envelope to look. I don't think you saw me use this last time, but this little machine right here cuts out the corners beautifully, so I don't have to do it by scissor. The only reason why I did it with scissors last time is because I had a whole bunch of lines and I wasn't really sure which ones I needed to save and which ones I needed to ignore. So I just decided to do that one by hand. But yes, it comes with a nice little, I guess, indent cutter? I'm not sure what you'd call that. And once I get my camera adjusted, I am going ahead and glue those down too. Oh, and by the way, I am recording in my studio right now. Normally it is just me, but today my boyfriend decided to work on his homework in the same room as me, so you might hear like his video notes playing in the background. And also, as I was recording this, I realized that there's a couple clips where you might hear me humming. I didn't realize I was humming while I was working, but going back on it, you can definitely hear me hum a couple tunes. This paper cutter also happens to have a very convenient corner cutter, so I'm going to go ahead and round that corner, and once that is done, I think this envelope is ready to be filled. I am just going to run my fingernail against that seam right there real fast, just to make sure everything's nice and crisp. This is a postcard that I got. I really like the bright colors in it. I hope that Lyric likes fish. I can see that being a little scary, but that was a postcard, and then that was like a little ad for something in the town that I visited, and this was part of a map, that like a tourist map that you got, and I really liked the illustration on it, so she gets a slice of that. And if it fits in there, I believe I should be adding some photos of my travels, just like the snow, the mountains, the scenery, stuff like that. And then that envelope is filled. I am going to go ahead and write a little note about what those items are, so that when Lyric opens this, she'll know exactly what she got. I am going to go ahead and stuff that right on in, and I want to double check to make sure it fits in my original envelope. And yes it does. Thank goodness. Alrighty, so for those of you who are familiar with pen paling, you don't just send a letter. You also typically send like a playlist or a Q&A or a little game. Today I am going to send her a fall to-do list that I want to do and that she could take inspiration from. I don't know, fall's coming. It's been coming for a long time. I am most definitely ready for cooler weather. I'm sure lots of you guys are too. And I think I put like 5 different to-do things on there. One of them's like watch over the garden wall. Another one's take nature walks. I don't know, just things that you like to do during the fall. And then on this other side, I am going to do my Q&A. That top one will be the question, the questions. Yes, the questions. And in the bottom green one, it's going to be my answers to what I'm asking her this time. I feel like I always kind of struggle thinking of new and unique questions for my pen pals. I feel like I have gotten better at it, but sometimes the inspiration just isn't there and you're not sure what to ask. But I got 5 questions down and now I'm gonna give her a little frog doodle. I have been all about these little frog doodles recently. I think it's just so cute and he's just like chilling on a log in a swamp, you know? Another personal goal of mine is to do more doodling like this. I think it's so cute and I want to send my pen pals some things like that. Here we are with some more envelopes. I know, all I'm showing is how to make envelopes this time. But this one is going to be for stickers, and then I'll make another one exactly like this for my memos and kind of post-it loose paper things. A lot of the paper that I use for making envelopes, I try to recycle. So, and what I mean is like, this was an old map that I used or drew for school, and I didn't need it anymore, so I kept it so that it could be turned into something else, and today it's being turned into some envelopes. I guess the other 2 papers aren't recycled papers, but often I'll take magazines from my parents' house and use magazine clippings to make envelopes, or maybe brown paper bags I've gotten from the grocery store. I don't know, I just try to reuse the paper that I get as much as possible, because there's lots of different purposes for paper, and it doesn't need to go straight it doesn't need to go straight to the recycling or the trash right away. There can be another step between that and between now and that. I don't know. I want to try to reuse as much as the paper that I go through. I also will save my paper scraps if they're of a reasonable size, and that can be fairly small. I use them to write my return address or the sending address on envelopes. I use them to use as swatch paper, or maybe I just need a little strip of paper to wrap around a little bundle of pages. I don't know. I am really conscious of like the consumption that I go through with my paper, and I do my best to actually use it and not just be like, oh, I can toss this one, whether that's tossing it into the recycling or into the trash. I also have a slight suspicion that even though recycling is offered in my apartments, I don't think they actually get recycled. I have a feeling that they just get mixed in with the trash. I don't know, maybe that's unreasonable and me just being untrusting, but I feel like even though they say they have recycling, I don't think they actually recycle. Anyways, this left envelope is going to be my paper goodies. So you can see a couple of comic frames, a couple of memos, some post-it notes, and I believe that's pretty much it for the kinds of things that I put in there. They're just like little cute paper things that I've had for a minute that I need to share. And in this envelope, we're going to start off strong with some Lisa Frank stickers, and then pack it with a whole bunch of other stickers. That clown one with the balloons, I've been saving for a lyric for so long. I just keep forgetting to give it to her, so it's finally going to go to her. And there's just going to be a whole bunch of different little stickers in there. Ones that I personally either don't love and think that she might like more, or ones that I really like and want to share with her. Next, I am going to work on writing her name for the front of the letter, and I thought this pink went really well with the tulips on the outside. I think that one of my go-to lettering styles is that fun, bubbly letters. I don't know, I think they're really fun, they're squishy, they're bubbly, I don't know. And then I went ahead and lined it with this sparkly gel pen. It's like purple, blue, and I did something even more fun and put spirals around it. I think that's a really cute touch, and that it fits with the letter that I'm sending. Something that I kind of struggle with, and I don't know if I really struggle with it, but I feel like it's always going to be a problem, is getting my name properly attached to the envelope. So yes, I will go through glue. I will do it with glue first like this, but I don't know, I just always feel like that the edges are gonna pop up and then it's gonna catch on something, and then once it catches on something it's gonna get ripped off and rip open the envelope. I don't know, maybe that's just me being anxious about it, but I always make sure to glue them down really well, and sometimes if I feel like it, I'll tape it down too. I don't typically show you that process. I usually edit that out because personally, I don't want to watch someone glue something for 15 minutes. I don't actually glue it for 15 minutes, but sometimes it feels like I am. Now I am getting to the decorating. I wasn't really sure how to decorate this envelope because it already is decorated. The paper is beautiful paper and I don't want to completely cover it up, but I would like to add some more touches to it. And I think I found a really good balance to doing that. I haven't done this before, but I really like what I did with the washi tape, and I would definitely do it more with other envelopes. I think it frames it really nicely and holds everything together. Like I said, I don't want to overwhelm it, so I'm going to just put a few extra stickers on and leave the rest of it open. Now comes the packing time. And I don't know about you guys, but I seem to always forget something when I am packing. And it's so frustrating to me. Usually my desk is a mess after I finish doing a pen pal letter, and I'll be cleaning it up, and then I'll see a sticker, or I'll see some paper, or maybe even the Q&A that I forgot to put in there. And I don't know, it's really frustrating to me that my brain is so goldfish. To be honest, I think about every other letter I forget something, and I've just come to expect it now. It's not something I want to expect, but it is expected. I'm just double checking here that I have everything in that envelope, in which I do, thank goodness. And then that will be put in there. I think it's a really cute touch since she is going to be getting married very soon. And then here are my two little envelopes with my other goodies. And then here in a moment you'll see some Halloween things. I recently did a swap with somebody, and a lot of the stuff was cute, but it just wasn't my style, so I'm sharing that with some of my pen pals. I think those are some items that Lyric would enjoy. And then, of course, some magazine clippings. I have so much of that. So many magazine clippings, and I think they're good things to share. I think people use them, especially if they junk journal a lot. I'm pretty sure Lyric does junk journal. I don't really remember though. Some cute scrapbook paper, always good to send also. And I'm realizing that I have gotten lazy. These things are just going loose in the envelope, and I'm kind of guilty. If I don't think about the envelope, which is fairly often, I will just throw things into the main envelope. And I feel like that'd be a mess to open up, and I personally don't mind it, but I know some people will get overwhelmed by that. But I am guilty of just throwing a whole bunch of things in there. I know that some pen palers make these really beautiful handmade cards that have the pockets for the stickers and the memos and then your letter. And I don't know, I think those things are really cool. I think they take a lot of time to make and are a little bit heavier to send just because there's so much paper being used, but sometime I would like to experiment doing that. I am going to go ahead and weigh it, and it is the perfect amount of weight that I want in there, just under 2 ounces. So I am going to go ahead and glue it up. And we are getting really close to the end of my steps that I do. I believe that I will decorate the back, yes, with this cool cat sticker. I think it's really cute. And I just recently got this logo stamp, and I have been using it all over all of my envelopes, and I think it's so cute. And I don't know, free advertising. Continuing with the stickers, I don't do too much on here, just sticker bomb it essentially. And then I will reinforce my envelope if I haven't done that already. I don't think I have. So the way that I reinforce my envelopes is by, oh, I'm doing the stamps. I'll do the stamps next, then reinforce my envelope. I might not show it to you, but I'll talk about it. So it is not too unusual for me to receive envelopes where the sides have been completely split open. So what I will do to help prevent that, I don't know if it completely stops it, but I hope that it helps prevent it, is I will take clear tape and go around all the edges to make sure it's extra tough for the machines to try to get through. Yeah, and then this is the final product. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, follow if that's what you're interested in, and I will see you next time. Bye!